What's good, everyone? What's good? This is gonna be just a little quick video. This is gonna be a real quick video, and I just want to speak on a few things because one thing about life is life is very simple, but at the same time, it's very hard if you don't know how to look at it from a certain perspective because we have a lot of bullshit information out here, and most of this information is predicated on just looking at the illusion and not actually um, looking at it from a metaphysical point of view. Or I don't even like to say metaphysical because that's fucking Masonic. Looking at it from a non-physical point of view, because like it's like, for example, money. Like a lot of one thing I realize about money is um a lot of people can't make, like, you see it because you always, anytime you look at anytime you always want to break something down, you have to look at reality. You have to look at the evidence. What do you see every fucking day? That's the number one thing. Fuck what anybody else says. What do you see every day? If people tell you um A, B, and C, but every single day you see X, Y, and Z, then you need to tell yourself, why the fuck am I seeing X, Y, and Z every day? And only sometimes A, B, and C. But then this fucking idiot's telling me it's A, B, and C, and that's it. And the reason people aren't doing A, B, and C is because they're not doing something right, or they're whatever, or like they're speaking from a way like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't correlate with reality. So this is why you have to always look at fucking reality of what the fuck people are talking about. And like when it comes to money, is like one thing I realize is like you'll see things like trading, like cryptocurrency trading, and then you'll have a lot of people who will they will tell you, oh, you need a strategy, or I have a strategy. And when I first looked at it, I'm like, if there's a strategy on trading, why don't you just take this strategy down to a third world country and buy all these people computers and then make them rich? And I'm like, the reason why they can't do that, because it's not, if you just look at the strategy or the way to make money, you're looking at the illusion. You're not looking at the reality. And the reality is, before the energy, money is an energy. Just like money's, when I say money's an energy, everything's a fucking energy. Anything you want to attract is a fucking energy. If depending on how the society's built, food can be a fucking energy, where you have to be in a certain situation to manifest and attract food. This is why you're not starving, and there's kids in Africa fucking starving, because obviously they're in a certain energy where they can't get the food. So when I say money's an energy, I'm not saying like money is some special. Money's like just like fucking anything else, is a fucking object. But based on certain how society's built, there's certain barriers that you got to go through to obtain certain things based upon your desires and things you've been lost in, and what that object can do to affect you. And based on what it can do to you and your desires, your karma, is how you're going to attract it or not. So it's not that money's important or whatever. It's just the situation that is in, and how most people are so lost, and they will kill themselves with a lot of money. The spirit in most cases has to block it away from you until you get into a certain energy. So this is why, like just hear me out, because there's a lot to what this goes to, because it's all going to come around in the end. Like, I was doing my trading thing, and it's weird because like this is what really it really pisses me. This is why I'm so glad I didn't waste a lot of money on this shit, because I had like a little 68 bucks in there, and like I was like, I'm not gonna put no more money in this. I'm just gonna spend the 68, and I'm not gonna go. And then I fucking put the money in here, right? And then like I followed the strategy like they were talking about, and then fucking the shit did, like, it just didn't play out. And when the way it didn't play out, it wasn't because I did something wrong. It was I can tell it was based on my energy. Like, my energy wasn't right, so it didn't work. Like, an average stupid fuckhead would be like, oh, it's because you didn't do this. Like, shut your ass up, nigga. I'm not a dumbass. I know. So it wasn't because I didn't do anything right. It was because my energy wasn't right. Because the way life works is based upon your energy. You're going to be at certain places and certain times. So if you're in a negative energy, your body language, your movements, where you walk, the locations that you are at, and the destinations that you arrive at are going to be in a negative or an unsynchronized vibration to something positive. So if you're in a positive energy, you can just wake up in the morning and then you can walk and you may find $20 on the ground. But if you're in a negative energy, you may end up creating a situation where you owe $20. It's because everything is happening real time. It's not like something is happening, like whatever's happening today, it's real time for the most part. I'll say like 90% of it, or a high percentage of it, it's real time. So things happen based upon real time. This is what I say, you create your reality, because based upon the vibration and energy you're in, you can create certain situations that happen. So when I was doing this shit went against me and I ended up losing like 20 some dollars. And I'm all like, I'm so glad I didn't put no fucking money in this, because I did everything right, but then some reason it didn't go my way. So I was like, I'm glad I didn't put no money in it. And like, it shit just kind of pissed me the fuck off. But I was like, okay, let me just take a break from this, and I'm not gonna do this. And then when I thought about it, I was like, this is why most people, they don't have really success in it. It's not because it's hard or anything. It's just you have to be in a certain energy, and when you're in that energy, you may not even fucking need to even do that shit. You see what I'm saying? You may have other ways to make money besides doing a lot of this dumbass shit that they have out here. You see what I'm saying? Like because anything can really happen and shit. Like, so you need to understand like where how reality works, because you have to look at reality for what it is. This is why a lot of people are miserable and they're suffering and they're not shit. Every single person I see that's broke and that has no money, every single person. And I'm not broke. I have money like stacked up and saved up. It just, I'm trying to invest my money so it can grow, so I don't have to work at this bum ass 9 to 5 job. So this is why I'm trying to learn about investing and other shit. So and what I'm doing is I'm going back to the drawing board. I'm working on my health, because I notice when I work on my health, health is wealth. They say health is wealth. When you work on your health, that opens up the abundance of wealth. But me, the last couple of weeks, maybe because we're in tourist season, I was like, let me just fucking something ever since Taurus season, because it's the energies. I was like, let me just try to invest some of my money that I got. And I had some money in one of my MEXC account. It's an exchange account for cryptocurrency. So I had like $68 in it. I had like 200, but I had lost like a lot of it like months ago. So I was like, let me take a break. But I had 68 bucks and I was like, let me do this shit. And I came in here and it was fucked up. I fucked that up and I lost 22 bucks, but I did the strategy right and it went into my favor. It's just I kept it in there too fucking long, so I didn't take it out in time. So it was just weird. So where I was going with this, like, this is why most people in life, they're not successful, because every single person that I see that's broke, every single person, either it be family, random people, every single person. Listen to me closely. Every single person, because I didn't notice this until like I'll say like 6 to 8 months ago. Every single person that I see that's broke, every single person, every that I see that's broke in my personal life, whether it be family, personal people, strangers, every single person that I see that's broke, they're a fucking idiot in their life. They don't know what they're doing in their life. Their life is a mess. Every person that I see that's making money, regardless if I agree with what they do or I don't agree with their information, or if they're spiritual, not spiritual, every single person I see that's making money, from what I see, even in my personal life, they have some type of discipline and some type of perspective about life. And that's the reason why they're making money. And it's not like, oh, 9 out of 10, it's every single time. I don't think I've ever seen somebody who's making a lot of, even when you look at a criminal, like when you talk to these criminals who are hustling, they have a certain perspective. It's not like a motherfucker out there who just, I'm talking about criminals who are making it from a career living. Like even their perspective is different. Like this is why I'm saying, like, you have to change your perspective really, because this is why most people are broke. You would never see, like, you'll see people in real life, and then they'll be like, oh, if I had $1 million, I'll give to the homeless, and I'll give to this, and I'll do this and that. Like, that's why you don't have $1 million, because the amount of work and energy you have to do to get certain money, or not, this is goes beyond money, the amount of work you have to put yourself into a certain position that you want to be in, whether it be money, health, whatever. You have to have a certain level of discipline and perspective on reality. And then when you have that, then you'll get those things. So when you get to that point, those things, whether it be health, money, abundance. So therefore, you'll push a lot of people out. I've gotten to that level a little bit because certain people that I used to be in a certain alignment with, I'm no longer in alignment with them. Like I used to have people that used to watch my channel years ago before I even had my Anofe channel. I had my old one. And I used to be like, this is back in like 2014. I used to be in a certain vibration, and I used to, these people used to watch my channel. And the funny thing is about it is, back in those days, I wish I had those videos, but my channel got banned. So I can look at those videos and show you guys, like when I was in that day, the amount of the people that I attracted were very um damaged people, because I was fucked up. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect now, but I was like really damaged and fucked up. And the people I met, like I look back, I'm like, how the fuck would I even be cool with them? But I look back at the person who I was, it made sense. But as I started getting up and changing my perspective and being more spiritual and shit, those people just fell off the wayside. I'm sure some of them, they still watch, but they just fell off the wayside. And I don't even know how it happened. Some of them, I could kind of see like we had arguments and shit, but some of them I just stopped talking to and shit. And the reason why that happened was because of my energy going up. So you have to be in a certain energy to get what you need to get. Like a lot of you guys, how you think and how you perceive reality, you're not going to get wealthy or rich or healthy or successful or spiritually inclined. You're not going to get there because you think a certain way and you act a certain way. And most of that is based upon you not having discipline and not really wanting to go through the pain that it takes to get to where you need to get to. So like that, this is why most people, they're not shit in life. Like you see like a lot of these bum ass people, like fucking who just, like when I used to work at the warehouse, there used to be like these fat ass motherfuckers who just go to work every day. They're the only reason they're there is so they can pay for their fucking Game Pass or Netflix subscription or some stupid shit, or just to get high. So like they go to work just to get money so they can pay for their subscription or their weed habit, just to come home and just consume that shit and go back to work. That's the only reason. And then while living that bullshit life, they will question why they're not rich, or why they don't have this, or if I had $1 million, I'll do this. And it's like why are people with millions of dollars, they're stingy, and why don't they just do this? And I was like, you don't understand the amount of hell it takes to get there. So you don't understand because you're so stuck into that paradigm of you just consuming shit. So that's why they think the way they think. So they will never ever get money. And this is everybody I see with, like, who's broke. I've never seen anybody who's broke who's fucking like that, unless they're like a criminal and they just hit a fucking lick somewhere. And even then, it's gonna manifest as that money slipping through their fingers. This is why a lot of niggas in the hood, they get money, but they're like, they'll sit there, like you go to these OG niggas, they'll talk about how they had $100,000 back in the day. It's like, bitch, what the fuck you have now, nigga? Like, if you had $100,000 when you're like in your 20s and you fucking 50, bitch, you should have been up like a million, because whatever you did at 20, you could have replicated it and kept doing it, bitch. You don't think it's a flex that you talking about what you had, nigga. What do you have now? If you 50 and you had $1 million and you blew it, that's worse than you not even having $1 million, nigga. In some ways, because you could have replicated what you did and been up 10, 20 million. But obviously you didn't do that because you lost the shit, because you didn't, it really wasn't you. And then now you go own the fact that you got to keep talking about it, is because you know you can't get it. Because if you knew you can get it, it wouldn't even be that big of a deal, because after 50 years you would have gotten it so many times, it would have been like clockwork. But the fact that you keep bringing it up means that you're using it as a way to make yourself feel better, like, because you know you can't get that shit again. You looking at it as something bigger than what it is. You only can talk about something so much as an old fuck, because you looking at it as it's something bigger than what it really is. If it was nothing, you wouldn't keep talking about it. So it's like you got to put yourself in that right mindset and energy, guys. Like I'm telling you, like this is why, like, you got to just go back to the drawing board. Don't worry about the external. Worry about yourself and just building yourself up. Like, I know I say that a lot of times, and a lot of people say, "Oh, you say that," and it's like I do that, and it's not working. If you're doing that, it's not working. That means you're not doing it, because that's how you do it. Are we giving away our energy by using credit cards? I find it can be good. if you're using it for a positive purpose. There's nothing wrong with using a credit card. Use a credit card to actually benefit your to like build yourself up and invest it and use it to like do things. You want to use it for something. You don't want to just waste the credit card on just a bunch of dumbass shit that's gonna devalue, and then you're gonna end up, because you have to pay the credit card back. And so there's nothing wrong with using a credit card. You just got to know what the fuck you're using it for, and like have a purpose for it. Like if you have a business you're building or whatever, then use a credit card. But don't just use it just to go and waste money. You might as well just go hit a fucking lick and get some money like that, and then waste that money. So at least you don't have to pay it back. That's why like you guys really want to get your shit right like soon, because like me, like the only reason I'm able to be in a position I'm at, and I'm not saying I'm in like a good high position, but like I don't have any money issues is because I did a lot of shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. But like I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that. It's just because certain times I was supposed to do certain things in my life, I didn't do it. So therefore I had to like fight fire with fire and like do what I had to do to get myself to a position. But like I said, I'm getting my shit right now, where I don't have to even think about doing that shit again. But I just that's all I really want to say, guys. I don't really want to make this shit about money, because at the end of the day, money, currency, all that shit is within you already. I just want to tell you guys my experience and what I did with this crypto shit. But I'm gonna come back on another live, and then I'm probably gonna do a live joining if anybody wants to join. So I'm gonna end this live right now, and then I'm gonna join. So peace out.